We have definitely missed our next guest and are so glad to have him back.
So today I'm talking about how to help out agents automate and make their business more predictable and consistent as far as selling more houses in less time.
Please welcome our Golden Hill correspondent, Voltaire Lepe.
Voltaire, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. Excellent.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it. It's been a long time. It's changed every time.
We switch it up. Got the guitar out so you can play something for us here in a minute.
I got you.
So today, tackling one of the biggest challenges in real estate, especially for agents out there. Even successful agents, or many successful agents that are middle of the pack or above the lower echelon, experience this sort of the difficulty and consistency, right? So you've got some tips today to sort of help people through that, right?
Right, correct. So, I think that the biggest issue for real estate agents that are successful already is being consistent and your business being predictable. So I think, for myself in my past, that's something that forever, I didn't know when I was gonna get paid, when is the next paycheck. I wanted to save as much as possible because you go through those droughts, you don't sell a house for a few months or whatnot. It's tough, so a lot of agents, they know how to sell homes, but they just don't know how to create, a structure around their business to be predictable and consistent.
Well, let's talk about your story real quick. Tell us your story so people know where you're coming from.
Right, so I jumped right into real estate at a Century 21 office when I was in high school, right? So as a senior in high school, I was going to the real estate company to work. I shadowed a very successful broker. I was his assistant. And then from there, I was like, oh, you know what, this is pretty cool. Got my license, started selling homes. That was back in 2002, between 2004 to 2005. I had my first six-figure income year. For a young kid, I was thinking, man, this is actually pretty cool. I'm doing pretty well. So, things were cool. And then 2007 came around, right? 2007 to 2008, where it kind of shifted, right? And that's when it really hit me, and my business suffered because of that, right? And even before that, even though I was receiving consistent paychecks, it wasn't predictable, meaning I would have to wake up early in the morning just like nervous. Man, I need to get something into escrow. I need to go out there and hustle. I need to go door knocking and call people and put up signs and things like that. So it was still difficult. But when that turn hit around that time, 2007, 2008, I knew that I had to get into something better, right? And by 2009, I jumped into a commercial real estate firm for a couple of years. And when I came back to residential real estate in 2011, I was like, okay, I need to do things differently, because before, I was working my butt off, working long hours, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, no days off. And, I was doing pretty good because of it, but it wasn't the lifestyle that I really wanted to live, right? I was getting burnt out, started looking older. I used to look a lot younger, man. It was crazy.
We all did.
Yeah. And so then in 2011 to 2012 is, when I hired a real estate business coach. And I always had coaching in my life, but it was it was different, right? Because it was specific to real estate. It was people that have done what I wanted to do, meaning having a consistent and predictable business. And I learned a lot. And I went into, that type of mode of learning as much as possible, implementing as much as possible. And I tripled my income, in my business from one year to the next because of that. And from there on forward, it's just been consistent and predictable. So, that's basically my background as far as, what I've been doing, the last 14 years in real estate.
Give us a tip about the consistency, because I know that's a big draw right now for agents who are watching this program as we speak. I think consistency, how could you possibly create consistency in a commission-based world like that?
Right, so there's, so many different aspects that you could target to be consistent, but it all starts with leads, right? With leads, with business. So you got to automate that. You actually got to make that consistent before anything, because receiving leads in real estate is kind of like it's air, right? It's air to, let's say, a runner, Usain Bolt. He needs air to run and survive, because without air, he's not going to run pretty far. He's going to stop. And your business is the same thing. So you need air in your business, which translates to leads. So if you have leads, you could go further than you could without it, because you could be the best real estate agent in the world, have the best intentions in the world for your client, but if you don't have leads coming in and day out, then you're not going to go very far in your business. So a lot of agents, they get into real estate thinking, hey, I'm going to sell a lot of houses. I'm going to help a lot of people. I have really good intentions. My heart's in the right place. But they soon find out that it's a marketing business. It's not really a real estate business that you need to excel at. So, one thing with my business that I turned around in 2011, the first thing I did was I came out, I wrote a really good sales piece, a sales letter that I sent out. And that sales letter netted me 58 listings in 2 years.
Wow.
Okay. So as a real estate agent, so when I came back in 2011, I said, wow, this is awesome. And guess what? That was one pillar to my business, right? And I just lived out to that for 2 years, and I said, man, this is really good. So I just kept pumping that sales letter out. But what I didn't have at that point in time was I didn't have other pillars, other lead generation pillars in my business. Okay, so now in my business today, I have several lead generation pillars that are just working 24/7 without, my involvement at all. So just to give you an example on two of them, one of them, I looked up the numbers this morning, and over the last 12 months, it's netted me $80,000. And then the second one that I have, lead generation pillar, has netted me $244,000 over the last 12 months. So basically, in essence, two of my lead generation pillars have netted me over $300,000 in the last 12 months. And it involves about 2 to 3 hours of my time per month. Now, the reason why it's like that is because I automated the system to produce these leads, on a day-to-day basis. So I think for a real estate agent, if you're out there and you need some help doing that, I think it's a good idea to sit down and basically get one lead generation pillar at a time, automate it, and then move on to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one.
So automate sounds easy,
Right.
the word.
Right.
But it's complicated to do that, isn't it? I mean, people might say, oh, that's over. I don't know how to automate something like this.
Right. So there's two different ways you could automate things. One is you could automate it through technology, and the other way you could automate something is through people by giving them a procedure. So let's think about Starbucks, for example. Starbucks, they automated something not too long ago, maybe within the last year or two. And what they automated was the ordering of coffee or the ordering of, whatever they sell at Starbucks through an app, right? So now, for example, we could be sitting here, we could go onto our app on Starbucks, we could place an order, and guess what? That for Starbucks, it automates that process. So now their employee doesn't need to take our order, so it saves time there, saves money for them. The lines are shorter. All we have to do is show up in 5 to 7 minutes and pick up our coffee, right? So the way Starbucks did that automation of just one small tiny item that most people overlook, right? It basically netted them a lot of money just by making that small move. So in real estate, you could do the same thing. You could automate anything in your business to make it more efficient for you as a real estate agent, and that way it could run smoother, your clients are happier. So I'll give you a couple of examples of things that we automate in our business at Le Petenwell Properties. So for example, whenever we meet a new client, and whether they sign the listing agreement or they don't sign, right after that meeting, an email is sent out to them, right? And then they receive a thank you card for that meeting within 2 to 3 days. Now, I didn't send that card out, right? I had a technology that we've worked on for the last few years send that out for me. Now, the cool part is it's automated. No one's ever gonna forget to send that card out like it's happened to me in the past with past assistants that I've had. So the cool part is stuff like that is automated. So even though it doesn't sound like much, it sounds like just like, hey, takes 1 minute, 2 minutes to send out a thank you card, and it sends out another, it takes you another 1 minute to send out a thank you email. Even though it doesn't sound like a lot of time, it adds up. So if you could automate something like that through technology, it does wonders. Something else that we automate in our business, right? Our clients and our past clients, they receive on their birthday a text message from us, from the real estate agent, whoever the agent is. And it says, hey client, whatever the name is, hey Frank, just thought, I wanted to send you a happy birthday text message, enjoy your birthday, have fun. And then it says sincerely, and then the agent, whoever the agent is. So if it's my client, then it says Voltaire, right? So they receive that text message on their birthday. That's automated. So I don't remember to send that off. The system does it for me. And guess what? It saves a lot of time and effort. And at the same time, I get text message replies all the time from people saying, hey, thanks for remembering my birthday, right? So those are small little things that make a huge difference if you automate in your business.
Well, if you want to live the good agent life,
Right.
then you got to do things like that.
Exactly.
One more tip could we get from you, Voltaire, before we cut?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that changed my career path from, again, working countless of hours, 12-hour days plus, to all of a sudden, I get to pick and choose. I have my consistent routine every day, and I take, one day out of the week off because I got coaching, right? So, a lot of people forget even Michael Jordan had a coach, right? He had a shooting coach, he had a defense coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had his coach, Phil Jackson. And what happens is even the best people in the world, that the best at what they do, they hire coaches, because the coaches are the ones that are there to keep them in check, keep them accountable, and show them exactly what to do and how to do it. So as a real estate agent, really as a business owner, you should look up to someone else. You should have mentors that could teach you how to do what you already wanted to do.
Yeah, totally agree. Great
Yeah.
stuff, Voltaire. Thank you so much for coming in today
Yeah,
and
you're
sharing this
welcome.
great knowledge for all the real estate agents out there. GoodAgentLife.com. Check it out. Sign up for the newsletter. Get more tips. Become a better agent. Make more money. Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.